House Select Committee on Benghazi that led to the Israel revelations. He joins us right now from South Carolina. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Good morning. How are y'all?
We're doing okay. Hillary Clinton is, despite the reported 500,000 north of that emails out there, she's blaming James Comey for this. Do you blame James Comey for these revelations?
Well, to the best of my recollection, Director Comey did not tell her to set up her own private email server. He did not tell her to lie about almost every aspect of the email. He didn't tell Abedin not to turn over all of her devices, and he didn't tell Anthony Weiner to sex with underage girls. So I don't know how Jim Comey is responsible for any of this.
We're getting word this morning, according to Reuters, that Loretta Lynch, she did not want James Comey coming forward with this. She said it violates law and policy. So he allegedly said to her, are you ordering me to keep the new Clinton email bombshell a secret? Now, based on your experience, because you know these folks, did that happen?
I am sure that Loretta Lynch and Sally Yates, her top deputy, had a conversation with Comey, but the FBI director was given a 10-year gig for a reason. So he or she can be independent. And I could have sworn Loretta Lynch recused herself from this investigation because she met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac. So what in the world she's doing talking to Jim Comey about this investigation baffles me.
So, Congressman, you were out on Sunday. You're helping us out to define what this actually means. And, of course, here we are on Tuesday still talking about it. I was on radio yesterday with Congressman Jim Jordan, and he kind of surprised me. He came out and said, I think it was probably not the right thing to do for James Comey to come out like this close to the election. I know you guys are friends. How do you feel?
Well, we are friends. I love Jim Jordan, and he's a three-time NCAA wrestling champion, so I would never disagree with him to his face. But we're 1,000 miles away from each other right now. I think Comey had an obligation. He told Congress the investigation was over. So new evidence came to light. He could have either sat on it and been criticized afterwards for not telling us, or he could have done the transparent thing and said, look, I'm notifying you. He didn't comment on the substance of the emails. He didn't even say that it's directly related to Secretary Clinton. He just said the investigation has reinitiated. So I viewed it as a notice document, and the timing, again, is not Jim Comey's fault. It is not his fault this is coming up a week or so before the election. That is Secretary Clinton's fault.
You know, in South Carolina, there's a saying, it all comes out in the wash. Remember being taught that?
Sure.
At least we were. And you're from South Carolina. I can't believe that all this has come forward, this latest investigation, because Anthony Weiner was sexting with some young girl. That could cost Hillary Clinton the election.
Well, that'd be ironic. Yesterday, she acted like she didn't know who Abedin was, which is laughable. She has no closer aide than Abedin. And by the way, these are not Abedin's emails. I don't think anybody cares about her emails.
Right.
They would be emails that Secretary Clinton either authored or received.
Sure.
So these are not Abedin's emails. These are Secretary Clinton's emails. So she can act like she doesn't know but we know better.
Sure, it all got backed up. It sounds like her smartphone backed up on that thing, and now she's going, I don't know how that happened. I got to ask you this. The letter that came out from the Department of Justice yesterday, that they would be working with the FBI to try to sort through this stuff as quickly as possible, although, you know, they're not going to be able to do it before the election. It was signed by a fellow by the Assistant Attorney General Peter Kadzik, I believe. I was noticing on some of the blogs this morning, they say this particular guy is actually a close friend of John Podesta, who's the chairman of Hillary's campaign. Do you see the possibility of politics working into this?
Well, in the interest of full disclosure, I have had many, many differences with Peter Kadzik, both publicly and privately, but I actually don't think it's a problem for this reason. Peter Kadzik doesn't make these decisions. They're made at the top of the DOJ. I've been very critical of the politicization of the DOJ. Right. I think it is terrible that the Department of Justice has been politicized, but Peter Kadzik is not a decision maker. He is a messenger.
Right. And Congressman, just get us clear on this. Intent seems to be the big word. The intent doesn't matter when it comes to a guy on a nuclear submarine taking a picture to tell his parents what he was doing when he's at sea. Intent didn't matter with General Cartwright. Does intent matter? If Hillary Clinton didn't intend to violate security procedures, does that matter?
No, and that was my whole point of difference with Director Comey. Had Congress intended to require specific intent, we would not have used the phrase gross negligence. Those are two different standards. So Congress intentionally used the phrase gross negligence. He said extreme carelessness. They mean the exact same thing. An intent to harm the country is what we call treason. So we wanted to criminalize conduct below treason. Just simply being grossly negligent with our nation's secrets is a crime. So again, I disagreed sharply with Director Comey when he read that element into the offense. So I have been critical of him in the past. I have been supportive of him in the past, depending on the facts.
And you support this move?
I think he had no choice but to notify Congress that his previous testimony had changed.
All right.
Congressman Trey Gowdy, thanks so